God damn it.
Yeah! Welcome to Maven Boys, the first ever Maven exclusive podcast.
I knew you were gonna do that. Oh my god.
Yeah! We're gonna get copyright struck, so there we go.
It's fine. It's only an instrumental.
The episode's one day late because we don't make enough money off of this to make money, so that's just how it gonna be sometimes.
We don't have a schedule.
Yes, we just record whenever.
You get these episodes when we can. Be grateful.
New episodes when we feel like it.
Right.
So
let's see if we can remember to do the intro this time.
Yes, welcome to WRASSLEBOYS, our premiere week by week 3 fat guy review of retro wrestling. I'm Alli.
I'm Megafighter.
And
he's
I'm
Roktan. I win. No.
At least I don't have to introduce everyone this time.
And Alli and has a giant Maven boy crush.
No, I don't. Maven is a fucking the man.
He is the man.
He's the man.
He's the man with the home shopping plan.
He got the home shopping plan, and also I realized I didn't do the Maven counter last episode, so I got to play the Maven counter.
Oh no,
Maven. All right. That's 4 for those at home. 4 Maven appearances.
Hell yeah.
I'm keeping track of them because they're like the fucking Sasquatch.
And they're gonna be very
someday they're gonna be gone, and then you'll appreciate the ones we have. So we start
You've only seen blurry photos of Maven.
So we start with the middle week of February, week 7, for us keeping track. The go home week to No Way Out 2002. Anal injection of the NWO. Citation needed.
It's Raw, February 11th, 2002, coming from the Arkansas State University in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
And we are cordially invited to the renewing of the vows of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
I think it is said either in the narration of this package again, or during the commentary. Oh no, wait, no, it was during the hype package for the vow renewal that this was a storybook wedding, even though it wasn't.
You know what's a fun game? Watching this while you're high and then trying to remember what the fuck these notes are. I cannot hear Jim Ross.
I want to go back to the storybook wedding thing because I really want to reiterate this point. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's early, first kayfabe marriage was not a storybook wedding. It was he spiked her drink, kidnapped her, took her to a phone booth basically, or a toll booth wedding.
It was Las Vegas, so they had a drive-through wedding chapel. In reality, as long as you pay the court to recognize a marriage, you don't need to be married.
Yes, and this is the part that I mentioned a lot of times. He did date rape her because he said to Vince, "You may be wondering not if, but how many times we consummated the marriage."
Yes.
Oh God.
So yeah, so this was not storybook, and now we get into the commentary mic.
All the pyro goes off, and we thought there was kind of an issue with our audio. I thought maybe my audio was too quiet, and then I moused over it, and it was all the way fucking up. You can hear Jim Ross or King
at all.
They are barely audible for the first 15 minutes of the fucking show. All I knew was the graphics that popped up. And one of the graphics was a bikini match.
So, whoever's in the truck you are doing a terrible job of audio mixing.
Genuinely, I don't know how Kevin Dunn had a job at some point.
You think McMahon would come in and beat Kevin Dunn with this shit?
You'd think. Like, goddamn, like we couldn't hear anything. Undertaker comes out for an opening promo.
I was going to say, and as a change of pace, we get an opening Undertaker promo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He starts off with a damn.
Now where was this?
I believe Arkansas.
Okay,
Midwest represent. I don't know.
I thought for maybe it was in Texas or something, because weirdly he got some cheers coming out.
I think it's just Undertaker. General.
Here's
Undertaker
the thing about the 2002 audience: this Undertaker heel turn fucking failed. Everyone still really liked him, even though I think he looks absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
he is wearing a red bandana, like a baggy black sport jacket thing, or like a sweater, like a sports sweater, and then like shiny leather shiny leather slacks.
Yes.
And he looks like he came out of a thrift store.
I believe I have here on my notes, Undertaker dressed in his "it's not a phase, mom" gear.
He comes out demanding respect from The Rock. And one thing I noticed when the camera turns around, Undertaker has like a dancing skeleton tattoo on the back of his neck. And I think he got rid of it later, but it looks absolutely stupid.
You think he got rid of it the same time he got rid of the Sarah tattoo?
Gonna get rid of this bag of bones on my neck.
This is a terrible way to talk about Sarah, Mark.
Holy shit. Hold her legs out. She'll fly away like a kite.
In terms of Taker's look, whenever they show like him, you know, they do the animated, you know, and when they like show an upcoming match and they do like the animated sort of.
Oh yeah, the little video clips of the people when they do the matchup screens.
Right, yeah. Right.
They updated Taker's.
Actually looks better in that on that than he does in his in the gear that he comes out with.
Mind you, he also looks naked, but
yeah, his straps are down. Anyway, here's the thing that bugs me about the
though, just like with like a shirt down and you know showing off his arms and his tats. He looks cooler that way.
Thanks for completely knocking me off my point.
Something bugging you about the Undertaker.
He has the hairstyle I get when my hair gets slightly too long, and I try and fix it because I don't want a haircut yet, so I like trim some of it off. And it kind of turns into this weird, like, backwards pompadour thing, and it looks like shit.
There's a point where I think, like, they cut to, like, a video package, and, like...
And he's got, like, the ginger... Like I was gonna say, he's got, like the ginger hair, and the fuck, it's, like, kind of slicked back, but it's poofy looking. It just... Oh, my God. What were you saying?
Oh, just that
during the promo, like there's a point where like he's promoing and they cut to like a video recap and he's talking over the recap.
Oh yeah, he's like really narrating the recap.
Right. And also Maven's theme played. Yeah, that was nice.
He was talking about respect so much that I started making the joke about, Aretha Franklin jokes of RESPECT. And then he fucking did it. And made me
by saying he's not Aretha Franklin, and then
he's not Aretha Franklin, and then he does RESPECT.
Yeah, he says he's not gonna sing it, but
then he does.
He doesn't exactly sing it. He sings it. Yes. It's like, you said you weren't gonna do it though. So it's like, I guess maybe that's his way of showing that that he's a big fucking hypocrite. He did that intentionally just to show it.
I don't know.
So, Ric Flair comes out after Undertaker demands respect of The Rock, and we could tell that Ric Flair was coming.
What it means to me.
we wanted to, we learned that
Ric Flair Kane Megafighter. God damn it.
We learned. I hate you.
Go ahead.
We learned that Ric Flair was coming up because the commentary was Ric Flair's coming out. Oh my God, it's Ric Flair. So.
Also, was it really fucking like hazy during this because of the pyro?
Oh yeah, the smoke was fucking clearing this entire promo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I think that happened on the fucking SmackDown later. It was just so much fucking pyro smoke.
It was either it was either Raw or SmackDown where they had the smoke just wasn't clearing. I think it might have been SmackDown.
It might have been SmackDown, but honestly, it could go either way at this time. They put in so much money into pyro for these shows that it always results in this haze.
Well, I was gonna say, you know what's the sad part? Even these episodes of the show got higher ratings than anything that the WWE has put out in the last 10 years.
God.
Yeah. It's something I said on like the last show. I think a lot of fans were too easily pleased. In a way, we just didn't. We kind of still were.
Or just because multiple people were over and actually being pushed at the same time.
Yeah, that also helped, definitely.
Even though they do this weird thing where, like, someone will just do a match and then go away for a month and then come back a month later, and it's like, why aren't you guys wrestling? So yeah, Ric Flair comes out and says that he understands respect, and he had respect for The Undertaker, but that respect went away because he gave The Rock a concussion last week when he dropped him on his knees.
When his knees hit the limousine.
When his knees hit that limousine. So, yeah, I think Ric Flair books Undertaker in a match later that night. And then we cut to the back where we're still having audio problems because for some reason, Chris Jericho walking down the hallway is the loudest thing I've ever heard.
And then, adding to the audio problems we had, let's get blinded again.
Oh, no. Well, I was going to say there was a New World Order
there was a New World Order thing. I didn't put down notes on
They cut out Joseph Stalin.
They cut out Stalin?
Yeah.
So it was very just like, this is just a regular NWO hype package. It was way better when they had Stalin in it because I could laugh at that.
So, yeah, we have Edge show up with hurt ribs, and our eyes bleed.
I put down the note.
Still isn't fixed.
Yes, I put in the note, as if not being able to hear wasn't bad enough.
Oh, actually, I remember the commentary saying this. Oh, it's Edge. His ribs are hurt. Oh, wowie. So.
I will say that for actually, taped ribs is an actual thing, so it's not like the foam.
Yeah, but like Jerry Lawler was shitting on him the entire time of like, oh, that just says hit my ribs because you're wearing those.
I think at least they look like taped ribs as opposed to the fucking the neck brace that Spike Dudley was wearing.
Yes.
Yeah, the foam. Yeah, the foam pad. Yeah, I mean, I get why they do it. It's
for mobility.
To show someone that has like a kayfabe. It's
real
show that someone has a kayfabe injury, and so they can use that as psychology for the match.
Well, I was gonna say its real purpose is it's usually for people who like have trouble holding their neck up, but like don't need a fucking hard brace to make sure they never move it.
Okay.
Yeah, for mobility.
I meant in terms of if they're why they're using it for wrestling.
Anyway, Chris Jericho comes out to fight Edge as the first match of the night, and they finally fixed the audio 16 minutes into the fucking show.
Our undisputed champion opening match of the card,
non-title,
against the dude with hurt ribs.
This was a little. I don't know why this seemed like a weird matchup to me. I don't know why.
So yeah, it's your fucking top guy versus an up-and-comer, which would be very fucking hype, but this is just a random episode of Raw. Edge starts beating on Jericho before he could get his belts out of the ring and finish doing his entrance. And they mentioned that Edge just thinks everyone is William Regal, like some version of fucking being John Malkovich.
I would watch being William Regal.
William Regal. William Regal. William Regal.
William Regal.
William Regal.
William Regal.
William Regal. So, my favorite wrestler in this was the long, blonde-haired Canadian in tights with black boots.
Yes.
AKA both of them.
So, Chris Jericho wins with a breakdown. Which I didn't even know that was a movie he had in his arsenal.
I was going to say, this match is pretty good. He tries to hit Edge with his belt, gets speared. Then he just sort of gets hit with the stroke, and it's, or like,
I think he hits him with like a bell shot or something, and then like throws the bell away real quick, and then hits the breakdown stroke, whatever you call it.
The skull crushing breakdown stroke.
the stroke crushing breakdown.
The breakdown stroke.
The skull stroking breakdown.
The skull stroking breakdown.
Oh my god. Otherwise, a good match. I think we were just surprised that like they didn't. I don't think he used the stroke enough for us to remember that he had it, and it was called the breakdown.
Jericho always has this thing where he tries to get a new finisher over every once in a while, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it fucking doesn't.
Okay.
Yes, the breakdown.
I just checked Pro Wrestling Wiki, and the breakdown was a full Nathan face butcher, which he used from 1990 to 2001.
Wow.
Well, it sucks.
It says 2001, but here he's using it again, so I don't know.
It must have been like a one-off time where it just eventually got phased into like a signature move.
Maybe. He doesn't even use it anymore as like a signature.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And Jeff Jarrett's been using that shit for years.
Yeah, I don't know why he stopped. Like it seems like a fairly easy move to execute.
It's easier than a lion salt. Let me tell you that much.
He probably phased it out because Jeff Jarrett or The Miz started using it, and just he wanted to have something unique.
That's probably
so. Vince McMahon is in the back wearing black, and it's not a phase. They sort of ask why, like, if anything important is going to happen in like Arkansas, and then just Vince McMahon talks about how he loves him some hogs.
That's why I put down the note of Vince McMahon hinting at a return of the Godwins.
30 to 50 wild hogs, Michael.
Phineas and Henry, they're coming back.
It's the go-home show, Michael. No way out. I want to see this company before I kill it one last time. And then they cut to the footage of the people who are going to destroy the WWF, the NWO, who are shown playing rock, paper, scissors.
Yes. I don't know to what end, but I guess they're just playing rock, paper, scissors.
Anyway, we show the almost miscarriage that happened last week on SmackDown, brought to you by M&M's. As you know, it's Mars and miscarriages.
Also,
I never realized.
I don't know how many weeks of Sour Skittles it is.
I never realized.
I believe it's 5 weeks or 6 weeks of Sour Skittles.
Weeks, but they didn't tell us. So, yeah, it's 5 weeks of Sour Skittles, but they didn't say it.
I never made the connection. I can't believe I didn't.
Triple H is in the back with like a dress shirt and a bow tie, and I just thought he looks like an NPC in Yakuza.
I put down Triple H dressed like he just got off from work at a pirate bar.
I'm sick of going at people.
Yeah, see the thing.
Triple H wants to beat Kurt Angle's ass, and Stephanie's like, "Oh, don't kick his ass. You don't have to beat him up this week. We're gonna do that wedding shit.
We're gonna renew our vows. Yay!"
See, the problem with the idea of him being dressing up for a pirate bar is the only pirate bar I know of went out of business.
I genuinely.
That's a good idea.
I genuinely thought you were about to say that there was a gay pirate bar for a second there. And I'll be honest, I wasn't about to see any problem with that either.
Anyway, enough about this shit. Here comes Goldust, who is facing Rikishi. Will Rikishi get gold paint on his ass cheeks was the question I asked, apparently.
Yes, I see. I only just put in that there was a Rob Van Dam run-in in this match.
Yes.
Otherwise, a good match.
Yeah, I was actually disappointed in this match in a way.
King keeps complaining every time Rikishi's in the ring that he has to look at his ass, and it's like, you don't have to look at his ass. You just keep choosing to look at his ass. Everything you make is a choice, including your choice not to choose, and you choose to look at his ass.
I mean, to be fair, Alli, with how the camera is usually set up, they usually make you look at his ass.
Oh yeah, I remember every time they do like a replay of Rikishi, it's just the first shot is his ass taking up the whole screen,
like, super zoomed in,
tight on his ass.
Admittedly, I feel like you said this on the last episode when we talked about Rikishi, but it feels like a relief to see him and how his ass is actually fairly small in comparison to Yokozuna's.
Don't even remind me. Rikishi's ass, even currently, is still smaller than Yokozuna's ass.
In 1995.
He was like 60% ass. I know. So, RVD runs in with a diving spin kick, gets the DQ. Pretty much.
And thusly disappoints me from actually seeing this match with a finish, which is why I was disappointed by it. I wanted this match to go on further.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, they had energy. It worked out. But
it builds Goldust some momentum if he gets a win on Rikishi.
But honestly, we need to go to our next segment, which is the most appropriate use of Arn Anderson, the enforcer of the Four Horsemen, delivering FedEx to Triple H.
Oh, just before we move on, I wanted to say that this starts a trend that's going to go throughout Raw and a little bit into SmackDown of a lot of matches with DQ finishes and run-ins.
Oh, we can't give it away. It's gone pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. Short matches because they don't want to like wear them out before the pay-per-view. Quick and DQ finishes.
I think the DQ finish is overused. It really.
I agree.
I don't know.
This is where you kind of need some jobber squashes to just pepper in on occasion.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
You don't need like every match on this show to be one, but just throw in one just to give like the guy an easy win going in. Steve Austin. Arn Anderson. Sorry.
He delivers FedEx to Triple H, and that's all he does.
Yes.
I believe it's from Linda McMahon.
There's a package from Linda.
Arn Anderson, the delivery driver.
What can Arn do for you?
The postman.
The four postmen.
The four postmen. There you go. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, he's the Pony Express of the Horsemen. There we go.
I was going to say, if there was the four postmen as a faction, I want them all to do like a diving elbow drop from every corner.
Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Kevin Costner, the four postmen.
Triple H is walking down the hall, and then he hears Arn Anderson coming down the hall singing, "Oh, well, the Wells Fargo wagon coming down the stairs."
All right.
Stone Cold is costing Coachman about The Undertaker.
He says how he'll survive or something, and I immediately point out that is Gloria Gaynor, not Aretha Franklin.
Yes. I think he comes out for a promo after this and starts talking about how this place in Arkansas is a dry county.
Yeah, so he can't get like the.
So he can't get beer. He can't get hard stuff, but he still drank beer, vodka, whiskey, beer, cervezas.
I have a. Stone Cold has severe liver failure. What? His liver's fucked up. What?
He's jaundice.
What? He's on dialysis. What?
That's for the kidneys.
What?
It's just
he has the itis.
It's just because he's listing off all these.
He can't filter his blood. What?
Just all these drinks he drank. It's like, Jesus Christ, Austin, your liver.
I'm gonna disrespect the dead man's ass.
To have all his blood cleaned out and replaced.
In the shot where he's like yelling at Coachman, like there's a painting of Martin Luther King Jr. in the background.
I don't know.
There. I didn't know why.
Did he particularly like Arkansas?
I don't know.
I like Arkansas.
I guess it was just to remind us that it's Black History Month.
I think that's the most they've talked about that this year.
Because usually when
did everything just cut out? Did I just cut out there for a second?
No.
No, you should be fine.
Not that I can. I can hear.
I don't know if you heard the last joke I made.
I might have missed it, but we were probably talking over you.
I was saying that Stone Cold has to get his blood completely changed and out and replaced.
Donations.
He's fucking Keith Richards level of bad lover damage.
So we cut to the back, and Stephanie's hired wedding singers, and also there's this guy, or like the preacher who's going to do the wedding, just holding a book that just says vows on it.
That's how that works, right?
Yes, the vows book.
Yes, I immediately spotted. I was like, "What the?"
Look, it's usually a Bible. Okay, it's fine. We're in a fucking Christian, white, weird people nation. It's fine to just have someone reading a Bible.
Arkansas, and no one can supply a Bible.
No one can supply a Bible in Arkansas.
That's a good point, actually.
Maybe this is proof that Vince McMahon is the devil. He can't be allowed Holy Scripture.
I guarantee you, all you would need to do is just go to any local hotel in Arkansas. They probably have a Bible.
They probably have the Bible on the side of the bed next to the fucking where the alarm clock is.
It would almost not matter what hotel you go to. You could just get a Bible.
Go to a gas station in Arkansas and ask them if they have a Bible. And
you got any pocket Bibles? And they'll give you 3 of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time to hop on the escort train.
Escort train. He's a legitimate businessman.
Please go to WWF New York.
Please go to WWF New York. WWF, does not redirect. So don't go there.
Yes, Kurt Angle versus Godfather, and just Kurt Angle steamrolls Godfather.
He just destroys him.
Puts him in the ankle lock, starts tapping out, and then I think JR mentions that he's tapping out like a drunk man.
Yes, Godfather's tapping out like a drunk man, and we all had this.
It was a drunken mule, I think.
Oh, okay. But either way, I put down JR making me wish the audio wasn't working still.
So Kurt Angle grabs a microphone and he's talking about, I'm renewing my vows too. My vows to
Triple H.
To Triple H, to beat his ass, and to take the World Heavyweight Championship for my own in fucked up necks, amen. In torn quads, amen.
In fucked up necks and torn quads.
Yes.
Forever and ever. Amen.
Until TNA do us part.
Until TNA do us part.
Nice.
All right. Did we go straight to Undertaker versus Steve Austin, or was there more?
No, there was more. There was more shit. Also, you're missing a complete segment where Triple H shows up to give Stephanie his gift, which was the ring. He also sat the FedEx down on the couch. Schrodinger's FedEx. Thanks, Arn Anderson. I think Arn Anderson comes back several times.
Chekhov's FedEx.
Chekhov's FedEx. And and I think Arn Anderson keeps checking in some of these segments, like, you opened the FedEx yet? Do it! Pussy!
An unfortunate thing for Alli is he occasionally confuses Schrodinger's cat and Chekhov's gun. So, Schrodinger's FedEx would be like whether or not there is a tape in it.
Is there a pic? What's in this? I don't know.
You're not sure until you open the FedEx.
Anyway, Megafighter tabbed out at some point, and when Stephanie was looking at the ring, she was like, "It's so big," and then Megafighter tabbed back, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yes, I heard, "Oh, it's so big! Wow, it's beautiful." I was like, "Oh my god, what am I missing here?" Because I tab out to do my notes, unlike Alli, who set up allows him to write and watch at the same time.
I do a thing where I minimize two windows and sit them next to each other. One has the video and the other has my notes.
I just tab in and out.
I only have one monitor, so I have to make the most of it.
And honestly, tabbing in and out allowed me to make that joke about fucking just it's so big.
So we thought this was going to be the main event because Ric Flair said that he's going to be facing Undertaker's going to be facing Stone Cold tonight, but it's happening right fucking now. Just right fucking now for some reason. Undertaker swapped out his weird long sleeve shirt for a poncho. And then the weirdest thing I've ever seen happened, which only doesn't make sense if you're a complete idiot and you think everyone stops existing once they pass the curtains. Are you here?
Oh my god, did you talk about the Jericho running?
Yeah, Stone Cold comes out through, the gorilla position, the little curtains that lead to the gorilla position. And then Chris Jericho comes out 3 seconds afterward from the opposite curtains that would end up in the same room. So what happened is Stone Cold walks past Jericho, just goes, "Hey, Chris," and then walks down the ramp, and Chris runs after him to punch him in the fucking face.
Oh, no.
Oh, why'd that happen to me? Dead silence. Anyway.
Sorry. Roktan's having some technical difficulties, so I wanted to see if I could help him out.
Well, that's your fault.
Anyway. Instead, his shit's lagging. I'm trying to help him. I'm being a good friend. I'm being a good friend.
What are friends?
I want to note, though, that Undertaker.com does redirect to WWE.com. It doesn't redirect straight to The Undertaker. It just redirects to WWE.com.
Undertaker beats up Stone Cold around the ring, nails him with the most devastating move in all of wrestling, the back rake. Jericho runs in again and DQs them. He ran in twice.
He did 2 run-ins. Also, there was a really weird clothesline bump that Austin took, and Undertaker hit it, Undertaker getting thrown into the stairs and hitting knees first.
Oh yeah, he ran knees first into the stairs instead of doing that thing where you just kind of push them with your hands so it looks like you hit it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes I've seen spots where they hit their knees into the steps, if they're attacking the knee, but I don't think that's what.
No, they were going for just throwing him generally into the steps, and his knees hit first, and it was really awkward.
So, Jericho beats him down, goes and grabs the Steve Weiser cooler to start hitting him with the Steve Weisers.
Yeah, he's pouring Steve Weisers all over him. He's just fucking hitting him with the cooler. Austin is soaked in beer. And the question now we have to ask is, does Austin brew his own Steve Weisers?
Or does he paint over the Budweisers with Steve?
Does he does he relabel the Budweiser?
JR asked if Jericho took a shower, which is weird.
Is there a Steve Weiser factory? Can we find a company address or warehouse address?
What is in a Steve Weiser?
What is a Steve Weiser?
Yeah, he objects to the fact that Jericho didn't take a shower after beating up Steve Austin. Is that a thing you need to do?
And now the most important segment that we are completely unable to talk about is the fact there's a recap of Heat.
Yes, it was a recap of a match with Spike Dudley in it, or Booker T, or someone.
I think it was either Spike Dudley or Test.
Yeah,
because it's Booker T versus Taz, And that Cypress Hill theme that Taz got is fucking gone.
It's just not there anymore.
It's gone. It's gone. They got rid of it immediately.
It's like either Taz hated it or someone else hated it. It's like this
sucks.
This fucking sucks.
Fuck Cypress Hill. It sucks.
This ain't Kid Rock.
This isn't Kid Rock. It's cocky. This only song from Kid Rock we know.
Kid Rock is the only hip hop artist I actually like.
Kid Rock.
Because he's a white guy.
Kid Rock and Fred Durst, I love you.
Ah.
Wow. The ring is still fucking soaked in beer.
The ring is still soaked in beer.
I made a joke about, I hope no one gets draws to this fucking match.
And I, meanwhile, had several questions about Test. Mainly, why is Test here?
Yeah, they're a tag team now.
Does he think if he hangs out with Booker T that Rebecca Romaine Stamos will just show up again?
Maybe I can get into rollerball. It's out already. Maybe I can get into rollerball.
This is something that just kind of starts suddenly with no build up.
I've never seen
into SmackDown, and it's like, what?
I've never seen such ping pong booking of what the fuck are we doing with Booker T every week? Because he's always doing something different, and it stops. Like, you know how we came out and like called people out to fight them? He doesn't do that now. You know how he when he worked for Vince? No, he doesn't do that either.
Are we gonna? Is it?
Remember when he got in the feud with Rikishi, and he threw up because he got stuck in Rikishi's big nasty booty? No, he don't do that anymore.
Is it gonna be like they're gonna have the title match
every week? Booker T's doing something else. What the fuck?
Is it gonna be like Booker T and Tez are gonna have the title match at No Way Out? They're gonna lose, and then Booker T's gonna do something else next week.
I'm just gonna go do something else.
I had the question because Tess was like, you know how Booker T like looks at his hand before he does the spinner-rooney?
Contemplate existence.
Shakes his head. Like Tess was doing that at ringside.
Oh yeah, he was doing it too.
And so I put down the question: is Tess controlling Booker T like a puppet?
Dance for me, Booker. Dance,
Booker.
Dance, Booker. Spin a Rooney Noonie.
I just hope that
there was a bookend. There was like a bookend into a Taz Mission spot, which I liked.
I keep forgetting. Keep forgetting that that Booker T has been doing something different every week, and you have to wonder like how frustrated he must have been.
I imagine he's really frustrated because I would just be like, I want like a 3-month feud.
Pick something and stick with it. God damn it.
Yeah, give me something consistent to work here. Jesus Christ.
Give me something to work with, you know?
Why is the one thing I am able to do day in and day out the spin-a-rooney and nothing else? What are you doing?
So, there is this weird thing where like... So, Taz was about to win. He was defeating Booker T.
He got him in the Taz mission.
He got him in the Taz mission and started to choke him out. And Test started getting really ornery on the apron.
I don't think he even got up on the apron.
He was getting really ornery on the ring side.
Yeah.
And he's not running in though.
He's not getting up.
Test is frustrated. He's not approaching the ring in any way whatsoever. And then Spike Dudley runs in and DQs.
Spike Dudley climbs up, yeah.
Spike Dudley just climbs up and gets DQ'd.
I don't think they got DQ'd. I think what happened was it was a distraction play, if I recall. Like Spike Dudley starts yelling at the ref, and then Taz gets up and big boots Booker T, or he big boots Taz.
Yeah, he big boots Taz, and then they roll out, and then he big boots Spike.
Yeah.
Oh,
Booker T won though.
Something I forgot to mention about RVD attacking. We did that spot right where RVD attacked during the Goldust match.
Yes.
That's another thing where I say that's not something usually the face does, is attack in the middle of a match.
Oh yeah, no, that's weird. because they're all about babyface honor and stuff. So I guess maybe it's like
I can understand it, like attacking the guy after the match. That makes sense. That's
during no.
It just felt weirdly not a good guy thing for Spike to do. Even if it was like a preemptive, I'm gonna stop this run-in from happening, it just sort of felt really random.
It just felt like he decided he'd start yelling at the ref.
I'm not going to say this is like the rules of wrestling writing, but usually
it's a good idea.
No, the faces are usually reactive instead of proactive.
Yeah, my guess is either
they assume that everyone
and try to like do something and he fucked it up.
They assume everyone else is going to follow the rules.
I don't know what happened there, honestly.
They assume everyone else is going to follow the rules, and they're not going to cut it off at the pass because that's a heel thing.
I was saying that like I think either that Test kind of fucked up there and he was supposed to come in, or otherwise I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it's very weird.
So we're back at WWF New York, and the Dudleys are there, standing on a table.
I have my quote from Bubba Ray Dudley. Man, Devon, look at all these people standing in lava.
The floor's lava, Bubba.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay, Roktan will be right back. We'll be fine.
I think he was trying to hype up the match with Stacy Keibler later tonight.
Yeah, because Stacy is still the Duchess of Dudleyville. But all I could think of was all the people that are standing in lava.
Yes.
Sorry.
And also, who stands on a table? That's fucking, like, unclean. Someone has to wipe that off as soon as they get off because their fucking shoes are scuffing up the thing.
No one's gonna go up there to clean it because there's lava on the floor. The floor is lava, Alli.
And, I don't know if I should say this when Roktan's back or not, but King mentions that the bikini match is giving him a Magic Johnson.
Oh my god, yes. This is where I put down my, we are now at the bikini match, Tori Wilson versus Stacy Keibler, brought on by the pose down, like, thing.
That happened for some reason with no build.
They do actually recap and explain this.
They recap it post-fact.
Post-fact. Where it's like Jerry Lawler raised, like, was it Stacy's hand?
I think it was Tori's hand.
Yeah, he raised Tori's hand,
and Stacy got upset
and like attacked. But it's like, man, it's a shame that Jerry Lawler doesn't have two hands, right? Fucking, you can't both get your arm raised somehow. You can't just go like, Jerry, what about me? And it's like, oh yeah. Like, come on.
So this match has a couple of interesting sponsors outside of the typical ones like Stacker 2 and candy of various kinds. Hungry Man. And a movie called The New Guy.
Oh, good, Roktan. You're back just in time for us to talk about The New Guy.
Now, this is becoming a strange running gag that I wasn't prepared for. You know how the Maven counter's a running gag? This is a running gag, but it wasn't supposed to be a running gag.
This is what I thought was just going to be in general 2000s alert, but it seems to be becoming a thing on its own.
It is a theme of all these movies they advertise are shit.
They're all stuck.
The New Guy.
The New Guy is a teen comedy film directed by Ed Dechter, starring DJ Qualls and Eliza Dushku.
Eliza Dushku, yes.
It's about a kid who just gets expelled from his school so he can go to a different school and pretend he's cool. And then they get in a football game, and it's shit. And apparently...
Yeah, which I immediately said when Alli read out the plot. I was like, that is a shitty-ass plot for a movie.
It has gotten a 7 on Rotten Tomatoes.
What the fuck? Holy shit, there's so many cameos in this movie.
Yeah, there's so many cameos. They got fucking James Brown, Vanilla Ice, Tony Hawk, David Hasselhoff,
Master P, Henry Rollins,
C. Murder, Kyle Gass, Gene Simmons.
Wait, Kyle Gass, but not Jack Black?
Tommy Lee.
Wait, how do you only get Kyle Gass?
Why are they in this?
Did Kyle? I guess the question is, did Kyle Gass and Jack Black know each other at the time?
They weren't Tenacious D together.
They were friends, but I think the Tenacious D album was in 2003.
Yeah. Album Trainwreck Live in 2004.
Tenacious, the debut to Tenacious D album was 2001, so they just got together.
Yeah, I think they were in Biodome together, and like they had a cameo in that. As or they were just two random guys in that movie. So they
King says he's getting a Magic Johnson, and then looks at his penis, and then I don't know, like JR just mentions like, you wish you had something to eat, King, and Lawler mentions he doesn't think his heart can take anymore.
Yeah, he says stuff like, I don't think my heart can take anymore, or be still my beating heart, and we're just like,
foreshadowing.
10 years before his actual heart attack, and he's making these jokes.
So bikini match between
go ahead.
Bikini match between Stacy Keibler and Tori. I don't care.
I do not. There was spots.
It was really short. I don't care. I don't even know who won.
I have to say, I'm glad this was short, because this is the kind of shit that if your mother walked in and while you were watching
Johnny, no. Oh, Johnny.
And
my name's Johnny.
Something I happen to notice while watching this is, dear God, Stacy had too much time in the tanning booth. He was so brown.
Well, everyone became orange for the pose-off, if you remember.
Yes.
That's true.
At some point, Jerry Lawler makes like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon reference that I put into the Jerry Lawler first count reaches a staggering 19
this week. Yes.
Holy fuck. That is the highest I think we have gone with the first count.
Well, I mean, bikini match, not altogether surprising.
So after a short segment where Triple H just comforts Stephanie about the wedding that's coming up, did you guys know that Kurt Hennig works here?
Hold on, I want to mention that after the bikini match ends, Jerry Lawler keeps demanding they replay the match. And in my head, I kept thinking, like, what if they did, like, they acquiesced, but then they just show the Taka Michinoku Royal Rumble bump? With the fucking running gag of Jerry Lawler calling for replays and always getting that, like it's fucking Paul Rudd and the...
It's fucking Paul Rudd and the Mac and Me clip.
Yes. God, if we booked WWE.
So Kurt Hennig is here finally again. We haven't.
Yeah, he works here.
We haven't seen him though since the Royal Rumble, and he's.
Actually, we saw him wrestle Val Venus once.
Oh right.
Yeah, when Austin kicked his ass.
But we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him for at least a few weeks. Now he's suddenly here. He's playing
chess with a fat guy.
He's supposedly playing against an amateur chess champion.
And then, like you said, like the 1999 champion,
1999 like junior chess champion of something.
Amateur championships. I tried desperately to look this up and confirm it, and every like amateur or 1999 champion I found in chess usually was like some Eastern European dude. So this dude was not. This was just some fucking asshole.
When it's his turn,
during this segment, I just want to go over the segment because this brings up something that personally bugs me. Because I've loved, I've mentioned this before, but I loved Mr. Perfect as a kid. Or I mean, I love to hate him. But,
isn't he from Minnesota?
Yeah,
he is.
I mean, I didn't know it back then, of course, but.
Are you saying you didn't watch AWA as a kid?
I might have, possibly. I don't remember.
It still would have been around like sometime in the early 90s, so you might have caught it on like local television.
But regardless, so during this this chess game, he does this little distraction to make the guy not look at like he knocks something over, I think, or something falls.
He cheats basically,
and so he can make the guy looks away, and then he changes the pieces so he can get an instant checkmate.
Yeah, the first thing I thought,
ha ha ha, I'm perfect, and
you're a loser.
I'm that's a complete betrayal of what the character of Mr. Perfect is.
That's what I thought. Like I thought it was like, that's a weird move for Mr. Perfect. He's perfect.
Perfect athlete. He is the best. He is capable of being perfect at every sport.
He is the Mary Sue of sports.
Yes.
He is good at all sports.
Alli, I'm disappointed in you. You should have said he's the ultimate sports star.
Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, you could say it's like somebody decided, he's a heel, so he cheats. It's like, that's not Mr. Perfect.
He's perfect, and he's smug about it
because he's perfect. That's the whole.
Hate him because he's so good. He's like, God damn it! You want him to be bad at it.
Look at this. Look at this asshole who just walks onto the field with his stupid ass towel, and then just fucking throws a basketball behind his back, and it goes right through the fucking hoop, even though you've been training for months to do that shit, and you still have a 35% from the 3-point fucking line. And this asshole just walks up and does it, and then he laughs at you.
So naturally good at everything.
That you just want him to go fuck himself.
So having him cheat just kind of cheapens that character. And I know it's been a few years. I know age gets you down. But it shouldn't. But don't make his gimmick now that he cheats to be perfect. That's terrible.
So yeah, Christian versus Rob Van Dam happens next, and I think there's another attack during an entrance.
I don't remember that. Maybe the Goldust attack, or did he attack after the?
No, I think Christian just got attacked by RVD.
Yeah.
Christian does the RVD taunt for heat, which is, I guess, the go-to for getting heat on Rob Van Dam. Just like, I can do I can do the RVD thing. Look at me.
Yeah.
This match is pretty good.
I was too busy trying to look up if this guy was actually an amateur chess champion, which sadly means I missed out on a good match. Except I did get to see the finish of, like, Christian starts throwing like
I'll get to there. First of all, I want to mention the fact that King mentioned someone wearing a Travis Trent t-shirt sitting behind him.
Trent, yeah.
Who the fuck is Travis Trent?
Tritt. He was a country singer.
Tritt?
Tritt. T-R-I-T-T.
Well, fuck Travis Trent.
And Travis Tritt?
Yeah, fuck him too.
I think I remember hearing of Travis Trent. I don't know any of his songs. But
Jim Ross calls Vince Satan.
Yeah,
that's why they don't have the Bible in for the renewal.
Just get the book that says vows.
We can't have a Bible in here.
Christian gets pissed. Christian gets pissed and starts throwing a tantrum in the corner, and eventually he falls onto his back and starts flopping on his back over and over again, and then just RVD from off screen just fucking 5-star frog splashes him.
It was fucking brilliant. I loved it.
That was really funny. He's just having
not fair.
He's really having a childlike temper tantrum, just
pounding all his limbs on the mat and all.
He starts slamming the ring with his hand, and then he's like sort of doing this weird, I don't know how to describe it, like he's like bouncing on his back with an upward motion.
Yeah, basically. He is bouncing on his back, kicking and flailing his arms and crying like a baby, and then he gets hit with a 5-star frog splash.
Yeah, and he fucking loses.
And I loved it.
Goldust talks more shit on the Titantron, and one thing I liked is RVD kept, like, jerking behind him to see if someone's gonna come up to beat his ass. I just thought that was like, because he got attacked a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
I didn't catch that. That's actually a nice little touch.
I was very amazed by this Goldust promo, honestly.
He's actually I wish they did that more often to make it so, like, you did that the first time. I'm not falling for that shit again.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like a little bit of like, I learned from dealing with you.
A little continuity here and there.
Yes,
very nice.
Instead of making the face always look stupid when he gets when he gets jumped.
I just.
Oh, I remember the fucking I remember the replay of RVD landing the frog splash on Christian, and it cuts to RVD's face, and he's just going.
Like I watching this promo just reminded me, oh yeah, like fucking Dustin Rhodes is really charismatic and fucking just goes all out.
Yeah, like they gave him whatever I was gonna say they gave him whatever the fuck this is, and he made it work. So congratulations.
I think it's so much better than what they had before, where he was like weirdly
perverted.
It's like he was like weirdly perverted. He was overly gay. Now he's just kind of like androgynous. And eccentric, which is a lot better.
I was gonna say like eccentric kind of plays with seduction a little bit in some aspects, but not like he's not trying to fuck you. That's just his personality. You know,
he's trying to fuck with you.
I like the idea of his character.
He's trying to get in your head, which I like.
I like more the idea of his character being like basically like a failed actor that once now is
like a failed esoteric method actor.
Exactly.
Kind of like Johnny Depp back in his weird days. That kind of shit.
Yeah. and maybe the reason he got rejected is because he's ugly, which is why he
where's the wig?
Ugly looking, which is why he puts on the fake hair.
Yeah, and all the face paint. And speaking of actors, we finally get to Hunter's like talking to Linda, who can't be there, so they pre-recorded her terrible acting for us.
Oh, so here's the thing: they have like it sounds like it's on a phone because the fucking static is horrible. And if you know anything about being inside an arena, usually that happens.
I think. I want to just quick say I don't mean to say that I don't think Dustin himself is ugly, but when he does that, like
the character thinks so, or the character of Goldust,
and especially he does kind of look ugly when he does that like grimace, and he curls his lip.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of face work, which is probably a pain in the ass to do, even with makeup on. Or makeup on for sure.
But yeah, we got Linda calling Hunter and being like, "Oh, Hunter, did you watch the tape?
Oh, Hunter, did you watch the tape? Did you watch the tape in the VHS?" And then Triple H is like, "No, I haven't watched the Triple H VHS yet."
Stephanie's lying to you. He's not a doctor.
He's not a doctor. He is an actor.
Which leads to the question, how do you know he's not a doctor who takes acting jobs on the side, Linda?
Anyway, Triple H opens up the envelope, and it's a VHS tape, which is a very 2002 technology.
Well, to be...
Conveniently, he had a video player right next to it.
And he knows how to watch
convenient. Immediately, we have to point out that DVDs came out in like 1995, so you wonder why they weren't using them.
Anyway, Triple H puts on his stinky face, and it slowly zooms in while this like commercial that this guy aired is playing in the background.
Smashing Caribbean Vacation.
Go to the Caribbean Vacation at St. Ives.
I kind of almost wanted them to like pan the camera on so we'd actually see this instead of just hearing the audio.
I mean, yeah, but I'm also appreciative of the continuing trend in 2002 of wrestlers knowing how to watch TV.
Yes, that's true.
But yeah, she wasn't pregante at all.
She was not pregante.
But Vince is supporting her regardless of their feuds the year prior that we don't know about.
And this is something I talked about with you guys as we watch this. Linda McMahon is a terrible talker.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, she is. Second of all, that Christian match was the main event.
Yes. That was our main event match.
Yeah.
The rest of the show
I think there was 4 matches total. I think.
Linda's like the case of being Dixie is essentially like the Dixie Carter of the whole promotion.
Oh yeah, most of them ended in like DQ or some shit.
Yeah, there were 7 matches. It was Edge versus Jericho, Goldust Rikishi, Angle, Godfather, Undertaker, Austin, Booker T, Taz, the bikini match and Rob Van Dam versus Christian. So you're not hurting for wrestling content, I guess.
Yes, Vince is happy with how his daughter looks in her wedding dress, which is like, it's a wedding dress, but it has like the V cut in the front to show her cleavage.
It's huge V cut. I don't even know if you could call this cleavage. You're just like, there's like an open fucking like.
You're looking good, window. Stephanie. Look at those titties.
There we go.
Dad, do you have to do that in front of the pastor? Look at him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Pervert Vince.
So they sort of like set up the why do I have a thing that just says "fuck you, Howard Finkel"? I don't...
because like somebody came out and we thought it was Howard Finkel. It might not have been. And then like about like, Vince, you need to do something, and he's like, get out of here.
Oh yeah.
And I thought he looked like Howard Finkel. I might have been wrong.
I think that was Finkel.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
Finkel. But yeah,
that whole thing with the V cut under dress, that is not a normal wedding dress. Not
at all. I know this is vow renewal, but Jesus Christ, you couldn't
look at those
for something like. Yeah, it's just tits McGee right now. Really, just let us all know.
Triple H comes out, seems pretty happy with himself. The ring's been converted to like a little steeple chapel thing.
Yeah,
with a little awning you stand under, and the ropes have been taken off, and there's like these silk-covered staircases.
And like the ropes were replaced with like ivy vines on like 3 of the corners, and with like one side of the ring open.
And I had a thought in this.
Would it be the actual kind of setup they'll do for other wedding angles?
I'm gonna say this, and I don't like saying my opinion too much on my show where I talk about my opinion.
Oh my God, go ahead.
But I had this moment when they were talking to each other over the microphone, and the wedding singers were coming out, and this kind of like Vaseline filter starts going over the camera. I just sat there and I thought, I hate this.
I had the thought of the male. They had 2 wedding singers, one male, one female.
Yes.
I don't know where the hell they got these 2. All I could think was the male singer looks like Ethan Klein.
I was going to say this felt like a Tim and Eric skit.
It felt like a Tim and Eric skit. And also, this goes on for fucking ever.
Oh, yeah. They do a whole song, and then they talk about how much they love each other and, like, renewing their vows.
We were, like, time-checking every, like, 5 minutes of how long the fucking thing was going to go.
Vince's mic doesn't work.
Yeah, this song was terrible. It was very generic, and they didn't even sing that good. They were okay.
Lovers love like loving lovers do, or whatever. I was trying to do the They were okay at best, but they weren't very good.
It was not,
it was overly long, and it was like literally. It seemed like they did this just to keep cutting to reaction shots of Triple H and Stephanie. And
Triple H looking very like Stephanie's doe-eyed, and Triple H just kind of looking bored.
Can't even keep.
Really, it's just extra padding for.
We got to make it to 2 hours. Come on, guys.
No real reason.
I had the idle thought of like, why isn't the priest in this segment Brother Love?
I immediately I thought it would have been great if the priest if we get I love you.
Let's be honest. Every like wedding or churchy like segment WWE puts on should always have Brother Love.
I mean, he works. I mean, he works there. I mean,
I think he doesn't work there anymore.
To be
fair, he started working there again.
Oh shit! Okay.
Bruce Pritchard's actually now. It's actually been revealed that he's actually the most powerful person, not Nick McMahon, in the company right now. Huh. He's basically the primary creative force other than Vince. So, but anyway,
like I got someone else to take out after Vince.
To be fair to, I mean, yes, Bruce. Brother Love would have been more entertaining, but I can actually see why they did it is to try and make, maybe the idea was to make it seem like a more legitimate wedding is to have like someone that looks like a priest, even though he's
with
probably
his book of vows,
with an actor, with the book of vows. Yes, I know. But I that's my thought, is like they wanted to make this seem more legitimate, as to have like someone that looked like an actual priest than, you know, Brother Love coming out.
So
right?
Here's a weird thing only I noticed because I'm a weirdo. But like as Triple H is listing off why he loves her, he starts like hunching his back up and like pushing his shoulders out because he has to switch from just standing there to Angie Boy Triple H, but he hasn't said no good lying bitch just yet. So he just looks like he has to poop, and then he's like, "You're a no good lying bitch."
If we finally get to like the point of this segment where he just finally just snaps at everyone.
He snaps and yells that like, "You're a fucking liar. I hate you. Why are you doing this? You make mans are fucking weirdos. Why? Why? Why?"
And then he fucking like throws over the set.
Throws the set. He starts flipping out.
Right the fuck out of there immediately, by the way. Yes. I want to know that. That priest fucking bailed, and I loved it.
Nope. Not in my pay grade. Nope. So he pie faces Stephanie, and then he goes for a pedigree on McMahon, and McMahon fucks the pedigree up.
Either McMahon fucked the pedigree up, or the way I saw it was I thought like Vince was trying to like struggle his way out of the pedigree.
That's not... Like, here's the thing. McMahon tries to jump, like, McMahon tries to do the drop part before Triple H moves, and then he has to stand up and do it again.
Yeah. I don't know, sometimes I like to be generous and think that that was like a planned thing, but who knows?
Yeah, we ended on Triple H walking up the ring, doing that kind of like angry breathing thing he does with his lips, where it's like... And we go to SmackDown, which is Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Also, we didn't do the vow renewal on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Well, Raw's their main show.
I know. We had ominous FedEx Zoom.
Oh, yeah. Like, during the recap, which has, like, more angelic choirs over it, when Arn Anderson hands him the FedEx, it just zooms into the FedEx with, like, a filter over it. It's like, oh. FedEx.
FedEx.
Most ominous FedEx you could possibly imagine. They cut out that pedigree bunch.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, maybe that was the bunch.
The man comes out with Stephanie, and Vince cuts a promo in the fogs of Iwo Jima.
Oh my god. This is definitely where like the pyro was just holy shit over like, and sometimes it was really bright, unless I was like in a later match. But like
it was bright when the lights hit.
Yeah, it was bright when the lights hit.
Yeah, this is gonna be a thing that happens. Yeah, it was SmackDown where it's like you want. It's like, yeah, they use so much promo, and then like whatever building they were in.
If it's not ventilated well, the audience just chokes for half an hour.
Ugh. Like we could see the smoke clearing while Vince and Stephanie were cutting promos.
Anyway, Stephanie hates Triple H now. She tore up his pictures of him with the belt. She tore up pictures of him and her. Tore up all the pictures. And she was going to give Triple H a special wedding parting gift next week at No Way Out.
She destroyed all his Japanese wrestling tapes.
She burned all his Puro, all his Johnny Ace matches, everything.
No, my Sawa matches.
Oh man, Tiger Mask, what the hell?
God damn it. Yeah, we get
Michael Cole talks shit about Stephanie while she's in the ring pretty much the whole time.
The whole time.
I wanted to say that, like, I don't know what it was. It's like for some reason, like this whole promo, McMahon either wasn't like, it's like he forgot to act, or it's like he stood back and go. It's almost like he had look at this look in his face, like,
Good God, Steph, even you're going too far.
Fucking Michael Cole just constantly going like, that harlot, that traitorous woman. It's just like,
that she bitch.
Cole, she could have your job. You might want to watch yourself here, dude.
Yes.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's like literally all she has to do is like, hey, daddy, he's saying bad things about me. Or I mean, essentially just being about man. Also, you would just have to look over at her and go, just mouth the words "you're fired," and you suddenly hear Cole, well, shit, I've lost my job, guys.
Like, I feel like just a look would just be enough. Like, my boss, my wonderful, amazing boss, man, she's so great.
Every time she looks at him, it's like, my great, amazing boss, and then turns away. You fucking harlot, you goddamn.
Oh man, that would have been a great layer, honestly. A baby face
talking shit about their boss, but only when the boss isn't looking.
Be great.
I think they would have to do a shot where Cole's in frame.
Yes,
and then she goes back and checks the tape, like the audio tape, just and it's like, I heard all the things you've been saying about me, Cole.
And the Cole's like, fuck.
Oh shit.
Booker T's working out. Tess talks about his big match coming up with Spike Dudley. And they laugh about it.
They have a good laugh at it.
Here's the thing. They're the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. And when the fuck did that happen?
Heat?
Was it Heat? How many things happen on Heat?
How many things do we just miss on Heat? Because WWE won't put more episodes of Heat on.
This whole show, I wanted to review a year of Heat, but I can't. And it pisses me off.
It's so upsetting.
It does make me wonder. Maybe the Booker T to Esther relationship started on Heat, and now we're finally seeing it start on, and then we just happen to see it.
I mean, technically, it started because Booker T really wanted to be in Rollerball, and Tess really wanted to.
He wanted to be in Rollerball, and he wanted to fuck Rebecca Romaine Stamos. So they're the team of. Let's fuck Rebecca Romaine Stamos. That's their tag team name.
And beat up LL Cool J while we're at it.
Yeah.
Oh God. But yeah, we got to Spike Dudley versus Booker T.
You're missing on something actually.
Ah shit.
First of all, it is Valentine's Day, and Godfather's having a special 2-for-1 escorts, and they don't have to talk. They could just be quiet while they suck your dick. No phone number.
No phone number. God
They actually were smart this time and didn't give anyone a phone number.
Smart. I wanted to fucking call them and order their 2-for-1 escorts.
2 finest escorts. No talking.
No talking.
I want to hire 2 escorts to watch me eat dinner in complete silence. Well,
I talk about how great Tess was.
And I'm sitting there trying to eat a chicken sandwich with Megafighter talking my fucking ear off while these 2 escorts just look at us and they wonder, why are we paying them? And we just go, just sit here. Just sit here.
Just listen to us talk about Tess for like 2 hours, and then you can get like.
Then you can go home.
Your money.
And we'll pay the Godfather.
No sex, just Tess talk.
We'll pay them to listen to WRASSLEBOYS.
We got two members of the audience here. 2 women we found. Found.
We totally didn't kidnap them.
No, of course not. No, we paid.
We paid.
Found. Spike versus Booker T. Spike rolls him up.
Michael Cole raises the very good question of why is Booker T staring at his hand?
Contemplate existence.
Stare at hand.
Spin-a-rooney. So after that, Jericho talks to Ric Flair in his office, and Ric Flair just happens to have a VHS player with a tape he made with like an edited montage of what Chris Jericho did that last week.
Austin, yeah. It's really overexposed.
Yeah, every time he hit something, there was like a flash. And I was wondering, why does Ric Flair have this?
Why does Ric Flair have this? How much did he pay those two guys who made the video package?
The guys who make his video packages, the two college guys that Ric Flair hires, and then skips town on when they need the money. Jericho's asking, like, why is this, why do I have to wrestle this week? This isn't fair. I have a title match on No Way Out. And then Ric Flair just says, your punishment is that you work on SmackDown.
Well, I think it was like he kind of went like, you're not working tonight. You got the night off, I think. And I think it was either Jericho did have the night off, and then he didn't at some point. I forgot how it went. All I know is that it
pretty much was like, it's like,
you have the night off. No, you don't have the night off. Your punishment is you have to be on SmackDown.
Basically. It loops back to Chris Jericho's punishment is that he has to work SmackDown.
Oh man, now I gotta work SmackDown. It's on the UPN.
It's on Tuesdays.
So we cut to the back, and Billy and Chuck are chatting, and they reveal that they got something for each other on Valentine's Day. And they hold it behind their backs and close their eyes, and they reveal at the same time they both got the same box of chocolates.
And
I just mentioned, that's tag team chemistry right there.
That is tag team chemistry.
They know exactly what they want.
I wanted to make this comment about Billy and Chuck. Billy and Chuck, every time you watch it, it makes you feel either one of two things when you watch it. Either it makes you embarrassed because you realize how gay this is, or it also makes you realize the fact that it's meant to be gay because they're meant to be, because the whole thing is to make fun of gays, and then you're like, God damn it. Shit.
Well, that's neither of the feelings I feel. I either have pity for Chuck Palumbo and Billy Gunn, or just slight disgust at all the gay jokes.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, these two got each other.
Like, not enough to offend me, just enough to be annoying.
But
I will say they're not the worst. They're not like just really, really just that homophobic.
It's not at its worst yet. It's not as bad as it could be.
I would say they're trying to stick to the ambiguously gay duo thing.
Yeah. There's enough ambiguity to it, and I
like playing into the ambiguity part of just like, oh yeah, they're doing stretches, and like, oh yeah, they're on the same wavelength when it comes to chocolates.
Yeah,
nothing gay about it.
You could cut out any of the jokes, and it would like, yeah, this is just a tag team.
I had the really interesting thought of maybe the whole the theory of maybe the whole reason they did the whole Billy and Chuck gimmick was it was like WWF trying hard to make sure everybody know, oh yeah, wrestling is the most manly thing in existence, even though a lot of what we do is very gay.
I was gonna say, you think wrestling's gay? Well, look at these two fairies or some shit like that. Man.
Yeah, we will talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But first of all, No Way Out is live on webcast.
Oh my god. I was going to bring up that the APA were watching Billy and Chuck.
They were just watching Billy and Chuck and then like exchange chocolates. And then like I think it was like JB, I'll be like, why the fuck did you not get me something for Valentine's Day, Farouk?
Yeah. Farouk didn't get Bradshaw any chocolates. It's
like, damn.
Yeah, this is not a good tag team right here.
I was just joking. I wasn't actually gonna get to you. Another thing, I'm not like those two guys.
Oh man, but it's like, man, Farouk, you could have gotten like some bourbon soaked chocolates for Bradshaw. They got those, right?
Soaked chocolate.
Yeah, there's got to be like chocolates that are like soaked in bourbon, right? Something like that, or whiskey.
Bourbon soaked chocolate.
I'm gonna look it up now and see if it's
I think Brandy's the one that goes with chocolate.
Oh, Brandy.
Oh my god.
I don't know why he laughed at that.
I don't know. I think
just the idea of that is
like, is he talking of like what I'm thinking of is those like bourbon mixed into like a chocolate thing, and yeah. I'm thinking Roktan's thinking of like you soaked a Hershey bar in a barrel of whiskey for an hour. Because there is bourbon, there's like bourbon flavored chocolate.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, get some of those for Bradshaw. That's probably what I meant to say, but then my brain just went to soaked.
just pulls out a soaked bar of like Hershey.
Here
you go.
He has Stone Cold come over with the Steve Weiss and just poured beer.
So, after No Way Out is on live webcast this week, Billy and Chuck come out and they got the new theme song. You look so
good to me.
And they use all of last week's fucking pose down to make a new Titantron.
They used the pose down footage in the Titantron. They're facing the APA. This is a very standard match from what I recall. Just a very basic tag team match.
I do gotta say though, 2 words. Loaded chocolate.
The weighted chocolates, yes.
The weighted chocolates. One of the candy boxes had a fucking like a 5-pound dumbbell in it.
Yeah.
And just like gets, I think like Chuck just clobbers a fucker with it for the win.
I think he hit like.
I like that. That was a really clever idea.
It was like, very nice. And by the way, they both thought of that. They are in sync with each other.
Yes, they are like 2 sides of a glove.
They both thought, I'm going to get the other one chocolates. And also, there's a weight hidden in them.
Yeah. So not only can I eat chocolate, I can also hit a guy and win.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter which box of chocolates you get because they thought of the same thing.
I can eat chocolates while doing curls.
Stone Cold's here with his wife.
Stone Cold's here with his wife because it's Valentine's Day.
Then he comes to the ring without his wife.
As soon as I saw her as a wife, I immediately got worried that like she's.
We thought we were gonna get into some petty shit with Stephanie again, but no.
Or just more awful Deborah talking. But thank God, no.
My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm a drug addict.
Why did I put Kurt Angle in my notes? I meant to put Steve Austin.
Don't you mean
Kurt Angle?
Don't you mean alcoholic?
I am an addict. I am Stone Cold and I'm an addict.
I need crack. What? Meth. What? Heroin. What?
DMT.
What?
LSD.
What? Ketamine. What?
Jenkum.
What?
Whippets.
What? Vicodin. What?
Opium.
What? As many narcotics as we can. Or various drugs.
Crocodile.
What? But yeah,
what?
He's addicted to whooping ass or whatever.
He's addicted to the belt.
Oh yeah, to the belt.
He wants that belt. He wants to grind it up and shoot it into his fucking veins.
What? And he said you mentioned like he makes like a reference to something. He wants it. He needs it. He's got to have it.
Yeah, it was the fucking. No, I think it's like love it, need it, and gotta have it.
Which is
the fucking sizes of ice cream at the Cold Stone Creamery.
Wonderful.
Cold Stone, Steve Austin.
Cold Stone, Steve Austin.
Cold Stones. So Stone Cold is going to get high on whooping ass, and he's going to teach the crowd how to do a stunner on Chris Jericho, and promises to put a little stink on it. Put a little stink on it. Put a little stink. He says it like 5 fucking times.
And I'm not going to shower before my watch and No Way Out.
I can't find my wife. I don't know where she is.
She just disappeared to the back. She might be on the other side of Gorilla, but
I'm going to go in the back and put a little stink on it.
Jesus!
You're the one who made the joke about how she had to go do her makeup.
Shut! We don't talk about that.
I will.
No. Domestic abuse.
No.
It's true. It's damn true.
This is not the time for bestiality sex either. What the hell is wrong with the both of you?
Anyway, hello, ladies.
Hello, it's Val Venus-Tynes Day.
It's Val Venus-Tynes Day, and he'll need to take off his towel. So he calls out to a plant, and he calls out to the plant the same way he called out to the plant last time. You know, the one with the
Yeah, I get what one of them is is supposed to be. It's obviously boobs, but I'm not sure what the other one is. Maybe ass.
Like, he's going to take off his own towel. And then he just says in the weirdest voice, I have a hard on. I think the pun is he has like a little heart underneath his towel.
A heart on his trunk.
But I just thought, I have a hard on.
I was genuinely like, he's gonna take off his towel and there's just gonna be just like a raging erection underneath.
Rock hard.
There's just gonna be this giant protrusion sticking out of the
one of those fucking props from like what was that movie with fucking Mark Wahlberg in it? The one where he's a porn star.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah, just like he's got the Boogie Nights like penis prop on or something. I got a hard on. So Val Venus says, "I took my
sticking out from his trunks."
So he takes his towel off and hands it to her, and then says, "I gave you my towel, so you got to take something off." So she takes her top off, and the king comes. he just comes.
You know,
yeah, and then they do the makeout spot with Val Venus.
Then they kiss, and then William Regal comes out.
Also, what's this? I gave you my towel, so you had to take off your top. It's like, this is a Mardi Gras, Val. It's not how this works. And then we cut right into William Regal versus Val Venus with the note I have on here. That was fast.
Yeah, he just nails him with the brass knuckles and wins.
Which he pulls out of the ring apron.
As he walks up the ramp, Coachman just shows up to talk to him from nowhere.
Yes, it starts asking about Edge, and then he immediately gets socked.
And then Edge just shows up.
And like the commentary gives Regal shit for like hitting Coachman, but it's like Rock's threatened to do worse to him before on several occasions.
Yes.
Me and Megafighter are having this conversation about the brass knuckles and Megafighter's consistent theory of that he's paying off people like refs or someone to hide the brass knuckles.
Like the ring under the apron.
He's paying off the ring rats to like when they're setting up the ring, put the brass knuckles somewhere.
The ring rats
made the point. The only problem,
like the roadies.
The roadies.
I immediately made the point that there's a big problem with that. Is that in a lot of states, brass knuckles are illegal.
He's a heel. Doesn't matter.
I know. Well, it's just there's a lot that you have to contemplate with the power of the punch. Like, how does he get them into the arena? Does he have to buy them locally? How does he get them across customs?
Well, I mean, to be fair, there is one aspect is like they're not always flying every time. A lot of their traveling is done on the road, so there is possibility that he could get him through just by car. But then you would think that, you know, if they're the minute they go into the building, security is going to pat him down and they're going to find it.
Yeah, does he have to pay off OVW security to get him through? I'll always refer to event security as OVW security unless I can tell otherwise.
So Jericho just sort of shows up in a room with Stone Cold's beers just sitting around. And unfortunately, he has not been wearing his ska outfit this week. He is wearing like these weird stars.
He's wearing weird star pants and like a star
So he
jacket.
opens one of the beers, and Stone Cold immediately confronts him like if you're touching the thermostat and your dad arrives.
Yes.
Who touched the thermostat?
He's got the implant in his brain. Whenever someone opens a Steve Weiser, every Austin in the neighborhood has one.
You want some beer, Chris? You want some bubbly, Chris? You want a little bit of the bubbly, Chris?
What?
So yeah.
Oh my God, that would be amazing if you know, you want a little bit of the bubbly first, and he goes, "I need a little bit of the bubbly."
It's just that little bit of like future foreshadowing, but
that would have been amazing if they did it. Yeah.
Oh man.
Stone Cold swats the beer away the moment Jericho tries to drink it and says, "Anytime I want you, you're mine. Anytime, anywhere, you're mine. You are mine whenever I want you to be mine."
It's like, and they are really close to each other.
Yeah, they're like rubbing nose tips.
Jericho's like backed up against the wall. They are nose to nose. This is somehow gayer.
I once Stone Cold puts his hand against the wall near his head and just goes, "You're going out with me."
Boys locker room.
Boys locker room. You, me, and a couple of Steve Weisers be there.
It is.
And then Jericho's like, "You brought your wife. My bitch is a wife."
This is the type of segment, a segment that in the future, once you get sites like, fanfiction.com and stuff, somebody's gonna write fan fiction about this shit.
Fanfiction, I think, might have been the thing in 2002, but it was just not big yet. But there has to be like fucking Austin Jericho.
I think they literally show a little bit later on Jericho walking down the hallway next to like some packages, and then just Stone Cold is standing in one of them looking at him.
Really weird.
Like, you, me, boys locker room.
I got lagged out again. I was saying that like that whole segment with him in the room is like, that's the kind of thing where it like in the future I could totally see some girls writing fan fiction.
I said there's probably Austin Jericho stuff on AO Free right now. There has to be.
So the Dudleys come in to talk to Ric Flair, who's just wearing a white turtleneck for some reason.
Yes. That was weird.
Christian runs in and shits himself. I don't know.
Christian acts like a big man baby throughout this, and it's like, me, because him and Lance Storm are also arguing for a title shot.
So Ric Flair decides, fuck it, all the tag teams are going to get a #1 contendership against the tag team championships, because for some reason Test and Booker T were the #1 contenders.
The Dudleys were coming in to argue, why do Booker T and Test, who have only been like a team since like
a week,
are getting a title shot immediately,
and we're the fucking 5-time tag team champions.
How long have been Christian and Lance Storm been a team?
Probably longer than Booker T and Test at this point. We saw them hanging out. They're part of Chris Jericho's Canadian October Thanksgiving. They've been a team for a while now.
Yes.
Okay.
The Jera friends have been around at least since January.
Yes. We have been keeping track of this stuff.
But yeah, Ric Flair suggests a tag team turmoil for the #1 contendership with just all the tag teams he could think of in it.
It's like the Dudleys, the APA, Billy and Chuck, and Lance Storm and Christian. And if they win, they get to be in a triple threat at No Way Out.
Or at WrestleMania.
They get a shot at WrestleMania? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, this tag team... Oh, and the Hardy Boys. Also the Hardy Boys.
Oh, the Hardy Boys. That's right. It was the Hardy Boys.
This following match...
was sort of like the surprise tag team entrant.
Oh, yeah, it was a tag
team
Hardys
are coming. The Hardys are coming back.
Anyway, Tajiri comes out. This match is sponsored by Blockbuster and Taco Bell.
Blockbuster, the place I unfortunately got fired from.
I spent my whole childhood going to Blockbuster. Like, every time I got money, I got some fucking shit from Blockbuster. Do you know how much I played, like, NASCAR? Like, let me look at the exact name. I think it's like NASCAR 07 Total Team Control. I fucking loved that game. It's NASCAR 06 Total Team Control. I wrote Total Team Cock.
I will say
it was the version of NASCAR where you could switch between racers in real time, and I was a fucking mark, and I shit myself on that gimmick. I'm like, oh my god, I can switch. Oh my god.
I will say I mostly enjoyed working at Blockbuster. Part of the reason I got fired was because the assistant manager was an asshole.
You know.
Yes, you do. But yeah, we got Goldust versus Tajiri. I forgot to mention that Tori Wilson was in this match. I think, yeah, no, she was still in the match. She was at ringside for Tajiri. What I remember from this match was, like, at one point, Goldust sets Tajiri up for the Shadow Dreams, and I swear to God, Tajiri starts, like, yelling.
Oh no, my balls!
Like it was like a yell of like fear for his testicles.
I fear for my balls. I fear for my balls.
It's like when any Japanese man screams. It's like ah.
So the reason why Tori is out there, besides just being with Tajiri for some reason, is after Goldust wins with a curtain call and a weird spinning pin.
Yes,
where like he spins him on the ground while he's spinning him.
Right.
Goldust just sort of like gets uncomfortably close to fucking Tori and like grabs her leg, and then RVG runs in.
I put down Goldust testing a foot fetish gimmick ?
Oh yeah, he grabbed her foot.
Yeah, he grabbed like I think either she went to kick him or he just instinctively grabbed her leg, and it was very weird and awkward.
Maybe he was gonna do the Golden Globes to her.
The Shattered Dreams. I don't know how effective that would be. Probably actually pretty effective, but
yeah, anyway. Stone Cold wants some sex after RVD prevents a weird sexual assault. Then it's Y2J versus Kane.
We need to mention the screen cap on RVD's freeze frame face.
Oh, yeah. Ah!
Yeah, there was like it freeze framed on his face for like the recap, and it just it was weird. But yes, Chris Jericho versus Kane, the match that Ric Flair punished him with.
Yes, you have to work SmackDown.
Yeah, to work SmackDown. And the only thing we could think about when this match came on, Kane's making his entrance, and fucking Jerry Lawler calls him the big red retard, and me and Alli are in shock for the rest of the fucking match.
Yeah, he called him the big red retard, and I swear to God, that was exactly what I heard. And then we went back and checked, and yes,
he does.
He called him that.
And we're just like, Jerry Lawler about to get fucking canceled right here. Like,
I missed that, so when I decided to go and watch that again, just it's like one of those things when it's not like I didn't believe. I was like, it was
he wanted to confirm.
Yeah, like it's like. I'm sure I wasn't like calling. It's like you guys. I don't think you guys are lying. It's just like I have to hear this myself.
Yeah,
because it's one of those so outrageous. Like when you hear it, it's like there's still that part of you that like go.
That can't be true. Really say that? No way did he do that. And then it's like, oh my god, he did. Like, holy shit.
Yes.
I mean, I know we were like 2 or 3 years removed
from Robert Downey Jr. Smoke
telling us that this shit's not okay, but
yeah,
it's gay to smoke.
I'm about to tell everyone at WRASSLEBOYS a little personal story. When I was very young, I was
Were you Kane?
I was a very weird kid doing weird things because I didn't know any better. I just being of the autistic spectrum, no one ever taught me like social norms and like what was appropriate to do socially, essentially. So I did a lot of things that people looked at me and you know, and I was essentially because of my behavior, I got called retard a lot when I was in school for a long time. So yeah, just hearing that just is That makes me think about it sometimes.
I was going to say, we do have.
Sorry.
We do have a lot of weird habits as a kid. Like, the reason why I did weird shit wasn't because I was autistic, it was because no one was going to stop me. And it usually meant that I was going to hurt myself in a few minutes. And they were usually right.
I don't know why
I had this thing.
No one was going to stop me. Like, they feared my power.
They feared my power. No, like, here's some examples from my childhood. I would play with a steel cable, not realizing it's a steel fucking cable, and if I bent it wrong, it would slap me in the goddamn face, and it did. Or when I made a fort out of, like, pieces of wood and, like, a top of an old truck, and I climbed on top of it one day to declare myself king of the fort. Don't ask, I was 9. And I sliced my entire arm open on a rusty nail.
Ow.
No one was going to stop me from hurting myself.
The things I remember specifically is wanting to record myself all the time, like on a tape recorder. I even brought the tape recorder to school with me.
I could see myself doing that weirdly. I don't know. I have obsessions with random shit sometimes.
I think I've told you this before. I'm like weirdly obsessed with the sound of my own voice.
We know.
Jesus, Alli.
You told me so many times of how much you watched our old show.
Yeah. I keep going back to it, just
and then I don't know why. Hearing you nostalgic for it, even though I'm ashamed of most of the shit I did. And now we're doing something else.
Yeah. Or I used to when I was growing up, a lot of the houses around our block were still there weren't as many houses initially, and there were new ones being built. So I would run in the houses as they would as they were still being under construction. There would be no one there, but I would like pull out nails.
Is that? And this just all sounds like shit I would do. Like I said, it's not because I was being weird or anything. It was just no one told me I couldn't. So I would just go and do it, and then I'd fucking fall and walk home crying and go.
And I remember some really dumb shit that I did that got me in trouble. Like,
Dad, I knocked my teeth out riding a shopping cart down a hill. Help me.
Like I poured some kind of like material that like akin.
I also used to cover my hands in glue because I liked when it dried and I could peel it off.
Oh, I was saying I poured like essentially almost like Comet or something into a hairdryer one time, and that fucked it up.
Okay, that's a little weird.
Another time I tried to I took out the part of the floppy drive that's actually floppy and actually tried to insert it into the drive, and it got stuck.
Oh no.
Or I think I did the same thing to our CD player.
I remember one time I was singing to Michael Jackson when I was like 4 with my sisters, and I got really excited because I wanted to sing the chorus of Beat It. So I grabbed my sister's hair curler by the hot part, and just screamed in pain.
Oh, another before we one another quick memory I just thought of is my mom used to think I was dancing when I would listen to like records as a kid, but no. That's not exactly what I was doing. I would spin it around in a circle because I was trying to pretend I was the record.
Anyway, let's get back to the fact that this is a Chris Jericho versus Kane match, which, if I recall, ends with an Austin run-in.
Yes. Actually, Jericho DQs himself by nailing Kane with the belt.
And then Austin runs.
Boys locker room.
Boys locker room, Jericho.
Be there. Undertaker.
At this point, I know that the police is not is never consistent in terms of effectiveness on a wrestling show. But but that's my first thought. That's like, Jericho, call the police.
So yeah, Undertaker shows up to talk with Stephanie and Vince. I think he talks about how nice it is that The Rock's not there this week, and then respect, and then I want to face him at No Way Out. And then they just show the whole card of No Way Out.
WWF NoWayOut.com does not redirect.
Yeah, they just showed the whole thing of like No Way Out because no one knew what the fucking card was. So then we have, oh, by the way, we forgot something in the opening McMahon segment. McMahon wanted to set up a match for Triple H so that his boys can beat him up for him. And he mentioned, like, let's have Taker and Kurt Angle against Triple H and Maven, I guess. Just like, fuck it, Maven. And that's why Maven's in the main event.
Oh, yeah.
And he's there, and he's Maven.
There's some promo stuff. All I've got is like at some point like Undertaker promises Steph, hey, any body part you want off of Triple H, we'll bring it to you. And like then he's like, take his heart out. Then it's like I put down Kalima it is, Steph.
Kalima. So
Kalima.
I don't know why I have this weird obsession with Maven. Like, I was intently watching this main event when I usually zone out around now because I wanted to like assess Maven's skill level by sort of observing him. We wanted to study Maven to understand like how good is Maven.
Why did Maven fail? And it really does feel like he got booked way too high, way too fast.
Because his selling was good. He knew how to sell. He could take moves. Sometimes he'd be out of place for spots, but even the veterans do that some fucking time, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
He had
a sick spinning wheel kick at one point, and then a drop kick.
Yeah. And then his nice drop kick. He does have really good fundamentals.
He's not that big, but he's got like this snappiness to him that I really like. That he can just break out into a dash when he wants to. He's really mobile. But not like a luchador mobile, just like he can get up to speed really quickly.
Yeah.
And he can hit really fast. So he can do these like sudden explosive comebacks, and I think that's great. But they booked him like shit.
It's just they put him with a whole bunch of main eventers. So all of his like
So he stunk out the place just because he's around a bunch of veterans and just doesn't have the time to look good.
He doesn't have the seasoning necessary to stand with these guys. He's just come out of the fucking oven.
Yeah, and they're already announcing the second season, so he just sort of feels like yesterday's news already. Like,
yeah, that's also the thing.
He won, and now the next season. It's like
he's the champion of the first Tough Enough, but who cares? The second one's getting set up.
Just there's too little time between both Tough Enoughs. And I really feel like Maven would have benefited from like a short OVW run, or maybe just work heat for a while, just so you can get the green out of him.
Get him on TV through Heat, so that way like he
just
can
have him fight. Just have him like fight Al Snow and Steven Richards all week or something. Just Heat guys.
Something, but not immediately shove him in the main event because then he becomes exposed against like, oh, well, look at all these guys who are like main eventers, and then you got this asshole.
Like, I'm not even saying he's a future champion because that's a little overselling, but I do think he would have made like a good U.S. champ.
He could have been a good U.S. champ when that started up, when the brand split kicked in.
Yeah. I just feel like they just ran out of ideas the moment he showed up on TV.
I was mentioned to Megafighter that it seemed like it's like they weirdly, because for some reason in this first season, it's like they had to justify the fact somehow because he won now he
the promise is you'll be a WWF superstar, and it's like, well, now we gotta just feature him a lot.
It's like they had to justify the purpose why they had the Tough Enough show in the first place by putting him in that position.
like it's like the reward isn't the getting a job, it's the like we're gonna fast track you to the upper card, even though you're really not ready for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is something they kind of talked about, like that one thing when Triple H came and visited them all, and he was like you guys are on the fast track.
Yeah.
So but, I feel like the only time they did it right was with John Morrison, who after winning just took a couple years off TV and then just showed up as Johnny Nitro one week. And they put him with a slightly older guy, Joey Mercury.
Yeah, they put him with like a more experienced dude to help him out.
Yeah, and it worked, and they had a decent tag team run, and his face exploded at some point. But yes, not John Morrison, the other guy, Joey Mercury. His face exploded.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his face exploded. Yes. Oh fuck! I forgot about my. At some point, Jerry Lawler refers to somebody as a one-hit wonder. I think Maven.
Yes.
And he says like Milli Vanilli, but it's like that's not.
They weren't.
They weren't one-hit wonders.
They were popular, frauds. But they were frauds.
They had multiple hits, none of which they actually sang.
There was a band that felt like they didn't have the star appeal, so they hired two hot guys, and that's how Milli Vanilli was born.
But they weren't one-hit wonders.
Look at these hot guys. Now let's have them sing our like radio-friendly R&B music.
Yeah. I got so upset that I think it took me out of the match for a while.
Because Milli Vanilli?
Because like I know one-hit wonders. You could have named so many other choices at that point. You could have gone after Crazy Town at this point.
So Maven gets last righted through the fucking announce table, and he's just out for the rest of the match. After about 12 minutes of wrestling, Angle DQs himself with a chair. Oh yeah, Maven disappeared twice. He disappeared after a spot where he got thrown into the stairs, and then he got fucking last righted through an announce table. So after Angle DQs himself, Ric Flair runs in, and Undertaker hits him with a really weird big boot that looked like he was going to fall over. Stephanie announces that for his match at No Way Out, she is the special guest referee. Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Because I zoned out in part because I don't think I was even really...
Get your shit together, Drew. Anyway.
Get your shit together, Jake.
I'm announcing the show! I'm doing my job! This is what we're doing!
Sorry, I zoned out in part because I just barely remember.
Stop thinking about feet, you weird fuck!
I'm not Goldust. What are you talking about?
Big boot to Flair. Stephanie's the guest ref.
Stephanie will be the guest ref, yes. SmackDown's over.
SmackDown's over. Thirst count 19. 2 gay jokes. 4 Maven appearances ding.
All right.
I just wanted to... I have the thought about what the problem of Tough Enough is. It's like the idea behind it seems good. It's like it would work better if it was like in isolation and not attached to WWE, or if it was like this is we're going to where this is if you that that Tough Enough is just like the initial training grounds before you jump into like
more of a behind the scenes thing than a contest.
Yeah, like a
documentary. It shouldn't have. I think that was the problem. It should have never been like a contest. That's also
well. Here's the thing: they were kind of in the reality show boom, and WWE wanted in on that. Yeah, but it was this kind of thing where like I feel like they shot themselves in the foot because they have to do the whole like, oh, you're eliminated this week thing, and you can't do that with the documentary.
Yeah, they played on the tropes of like real world.
They really wanted to be Survivor, yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Survivor getting hazed by Bradshaw.
Survivor getting hazed by Bob Holly edition.
Oh my god. Well, that actually happened.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Okay.
Except they're on an island.
Getting aged by Bob Holly on an island.
Yes.
Sounds like the worst.
You're just on an indescript island trying to survive, and you're like gathering coconuts from a tree and like sharpening a rock to make.
You.
And then no, you're like harvesting coconuts from a tree. You're sharpening a rock to make a spear so you can go spear fishing, and then just Bob Holly will just walk up and potato you on everyone.
They have to
come here, greenhorn.
They have to forage for the supplies for making the ring from of everything that's there on the island.
I'm gonna kick you in the nuts, you little fucker. Come here.
The first thing we do, everyone, is we got to make a ring for y'all.
If you can get off the island,
not help us survive. It's not going to.
If you can get off if you could get off the island, you get $100,000 and you get to wrestle on WWE. The rest of you will die.
The rest of you will get your ass kicked by Bob Holly.
You'll get stiffed by Bob Holly while you're trying to make a hammock.
The rest of you will be left on the island. And
Selma moves.
Picked up by a random Coast Guard.
Selma moves.
Selma moves.
I'm trying to build a raft.
Selma moves. So, who really wins out this week in terms of like the show?
SmackDown, because it didn't have the fucking wedding on it.
That's true. Fair.
Yeah.
But honestly, otherwise, surprisingly these shows kind of sucked.
These shows sucked.
These shows sucked, but they were at least an entertaining.
We're like 0 for 2 on good, like, go-home weeks.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I feel like this was at least entertaining in a weird way. Like, they did shit. There were people that we hadn't seen in a while. Kurt Hennig showed up, I guess.
Yeah, he's there.
He cheated at chess. What the fuck? Let's move on to the awards.
Awards
MVP this week. It was tough.
There was not
a lot of strong performances.
Yeah, because almost every match ended in like a beatdown.
So I went with Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Fuck it.
I don't know if my voice cracked there. I don't know if like Kurt Angle did anything besides like wrestle that one match this week.
Yeah, that's hard to put him as MVP, honestly.
I don't really think he gets MVP for like showing up like once.
Okay, he showed up twice. He did the Godfather match, and he did the fucking the main event tag match.
Main event tag match.
Also, he was in like the backstage segment with Stephanie, Vince, and Undertaker.
I'm gonna say my MVP is shit. No.
I mean, really, see how it's hard. So you kind of have to go with Kurt Angle almost instinctively.
My MVP's Maven. Fuck you.
Whatever. Fine. I'm sticking with Kurt Angle.
You know what my underrated is? Christian.
Christian, I agree.
Yeah, I would go with Christian too.
He was really entertaining this week.
Yes. He was very entertaining, and I appreciated all of it, even if it wasn't in a wrestling capacity.
Our Y segment of the week, as you could probably have guessed by how we've talked about it, the fucking vow renewal wedding segment.
That is some sports entertainment bullshit. It went on for half an hour.
It went on for too long. That only needed to be like 15 minutes at best. We didn't need the song.
It wasn't. It took the main event away.
Sign of the night, sign of the week. Somewhere in SmackDown, someone put the sign "Got Baby," and I just laughed at that.
Got baby.
Because it's so like, I get that it's supposed to be about the fact that Stephanie faked having a baby or being pregnant, and I don't know. It just sort of now just became like a weird esoteric, like, got baby.
Got pregnant.
Yeah, I
got pregnant.
I pointed out that there was a lot of signs in the audience that had like "Game Over Stephanie," and I was like, those have to be plants, because how would they know that?
Like, it's just there's so many. There were so many game over 70 signs.
The signs kind of blended together into a mass, and I couldn't really find anything that like stuck out to me.
That's why I was glad I found "Got Baby."
Yes.
But yeah, this was a week of entertaining crap.
Yeah, this was entertaining crap. I really hope that No Way Out is entertaining, because that is our next review.
It's open. Our second pay-per-view review. If you don't count, so let me tell you about.
One of the things I wish they would do on go home shows is like
go home
showcase talent that they would go that would go home. No.
Actually, go home.
Go home.
Is either just not do a show for a week, just let everyone kind of rest before the pay-per-view.
Do like a recap or something, or like a highlight package.
Or all those
recap episodes.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of people get disappointed when they do those. Sometimes, but at the same time, but I do wish that like they would showcase their other wrestlers that aren't gonna wrestle on the show.
Like some of the lower card talent.
I was gonna say, you know what I would do as a go home show? Weirdly, just a big episode of Heat. Like a 2-hour Heat.
2-hour Heat.
At the same time, though, my thought was maybe they didn't. I mean, this was 2002. Maybe their roster wasn't deep enough to justify that.
They just bought WCW and ECW folded.
They had plenty.
They have so many guys, and I know that Eddie Guerrero got fired in 2002, and he comes back later. But even then,
Chris Benoit was out on injury as well.
But even then, they have so many people. I dropped something. Awesome.
All right. So I think we're done.
I believe we're done.
Yeah.
You can follow WRASSLEBOYS on Twitter, Anchor, or support them. Support us.
Support them. Support those guys, not us.
Support us on Twitter at WRASSLEBOYS, on Spotify, WRASSLEBOYS. WRASSLE boys. In case you weren't sure.
Other show that isn't us.
Fucking support OSW reviews, not WRASSLEBOYS. Support them instead.
I don't think Aloha Arn is funny. Fight me.
We're just gonna eventually start a feud with OSW where they don't even know we're feuding with them.
We try the DX invasion thing, and it's like, we're not even in a place. This doesn't work. You can't just send me JPEGs of tanks. You can't just do that. We're also on Anchor. If we get enough of a small following, I might set up a Patreon of some sorts. But that is later on. We'll see you sometime.
We're also on YouTube.
We're also on YouTube.
And other places
just search WRASSLEBOYS.
Also on other places that aren't iTunes.
Yes, other places that aren't iTunes, because iTunes wants you to upload them separately, and I don't feel like doing it. My throat hurts.
Yep. So that'll be, as we always say here on WRASSLEBOYS, go home.
Go home show. Go home.